Hi everyone. Jai Hind, good evening, namaskar, sat sri akal, salam alaikum. I hope you're all well and healthy, safe. Great to have you. I welcome you all to this session. We are going to discuss AMC 8. ये session आप लोगों ने ही propose किया है. A lot of students who are associated with me on Telegram in our groups, they've asked me to take this kind of session because 25th of January is the day wherein you are going to write this exam. And lately this contest has become very popular because earlier it was limited to US students, but now every mathematics enthusiast around the world writes this exam, particularly if he is 8th or below, just to check where does he stand at the global level. Right, so this exam, of course, it's a very competitive, has a very competitive nature. 25 problems to be discussed and done in 40 odd minutes, and of course some of the problems, the initial problems of this particular contest are on the easier side. All you have to make sure and do is make sure you do not make any mistakes in the first 10-12 problems, which are usually easier in nature, and save that time, and also at the same time do them quickly and save that particular time to apply in the later questions, because this is what ultimately it matters. Okay, so pehle 15 odd problems, almost everyone, I mean particularly not 15 but first 10 to 12 problems, everyone they're easy, and all you have to do is make sure you do them correctly and also save time on those 12 problems so that you can allocate that particular time in the later half. And of course any score more than 18 out of 25 is a very good, very amazing score in this kind of exam. Okay, so let's start this session, and what we are going to do in today's session is I've picked some good problems, the kind of problems which are usually found on the later half of the contest. So later half, जो पीछे वाले problems होते हैं AMC 8 के, they are bit on the difficult side, and some of those problems we are going to discuss with some amazing concepts, and hopefully you will enjoy this particular session. तो फटाफट से यार like कर दो session को, and let us get started. Alright, so these are the levels जो हमारे courses के अंदर होते हैं, and of course we have announced these levels. इन सब levels के ऊपर एक एक करके मैं अलग से session भी बनाऊंगा, but 2 days back I have opened these levels for the admissions in 2025 April, and level 3, level 4, level 5, this time we are also having level 5 weekend batch. Level 6, we are also having level 6 weekend batch, and then level 7, right? So, and level 8 is restricted, but these all levels are open, and these are recommended grades. Of course, you can shift the level as per your convenience. Even if you get into the system and you're finding that things are on the difficult side, then of course you can go to the previous level, and if you feel that things are on the easier side, you can always go to the next level without paying any fees. Okay, so let's start this particular session. My name is Abhay Mahajan, and this is my Telegram ID. Those who want to get in touch with me for any kind of help, they can at this Telegram ID. Alright, so next IOQM session is going to be day after tomorrow. So day after tomorrow most likely. Tomorrow JEE का पहला attempt है, so I'll be busy doing the solutions. But day after tomorrow I'll try to do a session on IOQM. Okay, now guys, I will not be discussing a lot of theory here, but जो भी थोड़ा बहुत theory है, ideas हैं, concepts हैं, वो problems के दौरान ही मैं तुम्हें यहाँ पे बताऊंगा. So let us start with the first problem. Okay, all right. So this is the first problem. Please read the problem. It's a 2019 AMC 8 problem. After Euclid High School's last basketball game, it was determined that one-fourth of the team's points were scored by Alexa, 2-7 was scored by Brittany, and Chelsea scored 15 points. None of the other 7 team members scored more than 2 points. What was the total number of points scored by the other 7 team members? The options are 10, 11, 12, 13. So these are random problems, Rahul, not limited to one particular thing, because AMC 8 is around the corner. There are 4-5 days left. So it does not make sense to do topic-wise sessions. So I will be, whatever sessions I do, there will be mixed problems, and we'll be discussing the mixed concepts. Okay. So Euclid High School last basketball game, it was determined that 1/4 of the team points was scored by Alexa. Alexa scored 1/4 of the total points. Brittany scored 2/7 of the points and Chelsea scored 15 points. Other 7 team members, they were not able to score more than 2 points. None of the other 7 team members were able to score more than 2 points. Maximum 2 points किसी भी member ने किए थे, उससे ऊपर नहीं. So उन बाकी 7 का total score कितना था is the question. And these are the kind of problems which, the formulas you might not have done before. So, right, so these are the kind of problems wherein it would require your conscious efforts and also a little bit knowledge of numbers, integers, and all these things. Okay, so let's start. So let's say the total points scored by the team was T. So how many points were scored by Alexa? So Alexa scored T by 4 points. Okay. Brittany scored 2T by 7 points. And Chelsea scored 15 points. Right? So this is what this information is given to us. So Alexa scored T by 4. Brittany scored 2T by 7. T is the total number of points. Total points of the team. Brittany scored 2T by 7 and Chelsea scored 15 points. Okay. There were 7 other team members. None of the other 7 team members scored more than 2 points. Let's say the team members are P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6 and P7. So it is given that any Pi is always less than or equal to 2. Okay. So Pi, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7 all are less than or equal to 2. They were not able to score more than 2 points. Now, as per the question, the total points are T and so can I say T by 4 plus 2T by 7 plus 15 plus, let's say X is the point, X is the total score scored. Total scored by these 7 players. X is the total score scored by these 7 players. So plus X would be T. So this is the equation. Okay. This is the equation. Very good, Arnav. Super proud. Right, so T by 4 plus 2T by 7 plus 15 plus the total points scored by these 7, which we have to actually find out, is equal to T. Now, the problem here is, this is one equation, but it has 2 variables, X and T. So how do we solve? Now, the fact that X and T are integers, this is going to help us. Right, so otherwise it is not possible to solve a single equation having more than one variable. But again, there are certain things known to us, that is, the X, can I say X is less than or equal to 14? So even if we assume that all of them score 2 points, so 2 plus 2 plus 2, 7 times would be 14. So X maximum is 14 and X minimum is 0. Right, so the information about X is, X lies between 0 to 14. And also T is an integer. T is an integer. So let's see. So if we take 15 plus X on one side, 15 plus X is on one side, it will be T minus T by 4 minus 2T by 7. So this is the only thing that we can do, logical. So this is 3T by 4 minus 2T by 7. 28. So 21T minus 8T. So it will be 13T by 28. So the equation that we are left with is 15 plus X is 13T by 28. 15 plus X is 13T by 28. This is the equation and we are stuck here, right? Now let's see what are the other things that we know. So the one thing is, we know the value of X. X lies between 0 to 14. The maximum value of X can be 14, the minimum it will be 0. And also T is an integer. X is also an integer. Now see, left hand side 15 plus X, can I say X can be 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 up till 14. So 15 plus X is definitely going to be an integer. If 15 plus x is an integer, can I say 13t plus 28 also should be an integer? This portion, it should be an integer. 13t plus 28 should be an integer. Now tell me guys, if 13t plus 28 is 13t by 28 is an integer, is there any restriction on t? Can I say that 13 or t is going to be and should be a multiple of 28? Only then the 28 gets cancelled. T may not be necessarily 28 Abhinav, but t has to be a multiple of 28. Can I say t has to be of the form 28k? Only then the fraction goes. Only then the fraction goes. Is this clear, everyone? So I'll just erase this. Okay. So 15 plus x is 13. 28. T is 28k. So 28k upon 28. So we get 15 plus x is equal to 13k. 15 plus x is a 13k. Now, let us see the restriction on x. X lies between 0 to 14. And left-hand side should be a multiple of 13. Left-hand side should be a multiple of 13, right? So this value, I'm expecting it can either be 13 or 26 or 39 or 52 and so on. Now, of course, it can never be 13 because x is a positive number. Can this be 39? Now, 15 plus x, for this to be equal to 39, x has to be 24. But the maximum value of x is 14. So can I say this and this is clearly, and all the other multiples are not achievable. So the only possible value is 15 plus x is 26. 15 plus x is 26. X is 11. X is 11. And this is what we had to find out. And this is what we had to find out. Is this clear, everyone? Is this clear, everyone? So basically, k will be 2. If k is 2, t will be 56. The total number of points which are scored by the team is 56. And the points scored by rest of the team would be 11. And we are done. Right? So these are the kind of problems. Of course, it would take time. But again, where do you get time? The problem is, it's a 40-minute exam. How do you find time? You save time from the first 11 problems. First 10 to 12 problems, you save that time and put it here in these kind of problems. Because this is what it is going to matter ultimately. Everyone who is writing the exam, right, so who knows the basic concepts, are going to do those 10 to 12 problems which are at the start correctly. Right? So what are the kind of problems which are going to make difference? These are the kind of problems which are actually going to make difference. If you're able to save that time from that and do them accurately and also are able to save that time and put them here, then of course, we're going to see a very high score. Okay, so 11 is the right answer and that is the answer to this. Okay, chalo. Next. Jeremy's father drives him to school in rush hour traffic in 20 minutes. Right, so there's a busy town and the father drives the child to school in 20 minutes. One day there is no traffic, hardly any traffic. So his father can drive him 18 miles per hour faster. So the speed becomes 18 miles per hour faster and gets him to school in 12 minutes. How far in miles is it to school? So basically, we have to find the distance. Now, these kind of problems, it is a simple time-distance relation, right? So time-distance speed relation, which everyone knows. Just that you should be able to apply these things quickly, right? So you should be very quick. As soon as you see this, you realize that it is a time-distance speed team and nothing else, right? So distance is speed into time. Distance is speed into time. Okay, so distance is something which is constant. Distance is constant. Okay, so let the speed is s and t is t, time is time, and distance is constant. So let the usual speed is s, and on that particular day when he runs faster, the speed becomes s plus 18. D is constant. Okay, so in the first case, distance is s into t. What is time? 20 minutes. 20 minutes is 20 by 60. So D is s by 3. D is S by 3. Second case, D is S plus 18 into T. What is T? 12 minutes. 12 minutes is 12 by 60. So S plus 18 by 5. So this is the second equation. D is S plus 18 by 5. So ultimately, it is a question of solving two equations with two variables. So we have two linear equations and two variables. And since we have to find what? D. So remove S, right? So this, you should be very attentive, right? So randomly putting the value of D as S by 3, of course, that is going to give you S. I mean, it might not take you a lot of time to find D then, but again, be attentive. No, since we have to find D, remove S. So from this equation, S would be 3D. So as you cross multiply, 5D is equal to S, which is 3D plus 18. So D is clearly equal to 9. And we are done. I hope this is clear to everyone. How to clear INMO 2026, 30 in IOQM, 9 in RMO 2024. Steve, what you can do is, I mean, it is going to be unfair on my part because we're discussing AMC 8. You can connect to me over Telegram. I've shared my Telegram ID at the start of the session, and we'll discuss this in length. Okay. Okay. Now, again, as I say, to clear RMO, to clear INMO, even to clear these kind of examination, of course, these are the time-bound examinations. But to clear these kind of examinations, the foremost thing is a good logical mind, right? So only doing mathematics is never going to help you unless you have a good logical mind. So you have to improve your IQ, you have to improve yourself in thinking kind of problems. Only then you will be able to clear these kind of exams. Got it? Chalo. Next problem is this. What is the remainder when 2 to the power 202 plus 202 is divided by 2 to the power 201 plus 2 to the power 51 plus 1? Okay. So 2 to the power 202 plus 202 is divided by 2 to the power 101 plus 2 to the power 51 plus 1. So this is the dividend. This is the divisor. We have to find the remainder. Dividend, divisor, we have to find the remainder. Bache Hasan, please connect to me over Telegram. We'll discuss these things in length, right? So INMO वाला जो discussion है वो यहाँ पर नहीं लेकर आते हैं, right? So I've been checking the problems which have been sent to me by the students who wrote INMO in detail, and you can also do that. So just write the rough thing what you did, and I'll probably tell you. Okay. So dividend, divisor, all we have to do is find the remainder. Okay. So now this kind of looks very tricky, no? Kitna tricky सा लग रहा है. Okay. So let us try to make it easy. Now please understand there is a very definite relation, right? So if I call this A, 2 to the power 101 is A, so clearly this term would be A square. Okay. If this is A, this is A square. Okay. Okay, I don't like 2 to the power 51 because had this been 2 to the power 51, had this been 2 to the power 102, I would have liked it because अगर ये A है तो ये basically A square हो जाता, कुछ इस तरीके से हो जाता. But I don't like 2 to the power 51, so I'll call this B. I'll call this B. So divisor is A plus B plus 1. This is the divisor, okay. And dividend is A square plus 202. A square plus 202. But I can directly safely say that there is definite relation between A and B. A and B, there's a definite relation because if B is 2 to the power 51, if I square this, B square, it will be 2 to the power 102. 2 to the power 102. 2 to the power 102 is 2 times A. 2 into 2 to the power 101. Can I say this is 2A? So I can say that B square is 2A. If I have to use, I can use this. if I have to use, I can use this. Okay, so b square, wherever I want, I can use b square as 2a, right? So this is something we can always use. Okay, so divisor is a plus b plus 1 and it is a square, a square. So what I'll try to do is I'll try to make a perfect square, a square. So no, a square plus 2a plus 1, a square minus 2a plus 1, a plus 1 whole square, a minus 1 whole square हो जाता है, ठीक है? And 2a is b square by the way, ठीक है? 2a is b square. So मुझे पता है कि I know that a plus 1 whole square or a minus 1 whole square, both of these, it is a square plus 1 plus minus 2a and 2a is b square. So जब मैं a plus 1 whole square लिखूंगा या a minus 1 whole square लिखूंगा, दोनों केसेस में 2a आएगा and 2a is something which is b square. So I'll try to make a perfect square here. ठीक है? तो a square ये है, this is a square plus 202 by the way. So a square plus 2a plus 1 plus 201 minus 2a. So this is a square plus 202. तो मैंने क्या किया, 2a ऐड कर दिया, 2a सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दिया, 202 से 1 बोरो कर दिया, 201 सेट में लिख दिया. So this is a plus 1 whole square. A plus 1 whole square, first three terms, minus 2a plus 201. A plus 1 whole square, I know that 2a is actually b square. 2a का वैल्यू तो b square है. And यहाँ पर मैं I can directly apply x square minus y square. If you remember this identity, it is x plus y multiplied by x minus y. And we are done. So this will be a plus b plus 1 into a minus b plus 1 plus 201. So this has been written as this. So a square plus 202, which was the dividend, is divisor into something plus remainder. Plus remainder. So clearly the remainder is 201 and we are done. Remainder 201 and we are done. Okay, Bhargav, again same thing. See, Bhargav, NSCGS, NSCP totally depends on the choices. What do you want to do? What do you want for life, from life? ठीक है? तो मेरे हिसाब से अगर ब्रॉडर वे में पूछा जाए तो इफ यू वांट टू गो फॉर नीट, गो फॉर NSCGS. जेई करना चाहते हो तो NSCP मैथ्स की तरफ ध्यान दो because you will be able to learn problem solving there. Okay? See, Rupam, I get a lot of Telegram messages every day. So what you can do is, if I miss your message, just put a dot and press enter. It is going to come on top. Okay? So 201 is the right answer. Did you all get this, guys? This is such a beautiful manipulation. Right? So this was the divisor, 2 to the power 101 plus 2 power 51 plus 1. This was divisor. And if this was B, this was A. There was a definite relation between A and B. B square is 2A. And this is A square plus 202. Right? So I was trying to, add and subtract 2a. So a square plus 2a plus 1 and 202 broke down into 1 and 201 and I added 2a and subtracted 2a. This is a plus 1 whole square minus 2a plus 201 and 2a is b square. And then I applied a square minus b square and this is done. Okay, chalo. Next problem is this. How many positive integer divisors of 201 to the power 9 are perfect squares or perfect cubes or both? How many positive integer divisors of 209, 1 to the power 9 are perfect squares or perfect cubes or both? So 201 power 9. Let's try to break this down. 201 is 3 multiplied by 3, 6, 18, 21, 67. 3 to the power 9, 67 to the power 9. So I want those factors of this number, which are perfect squares or perfect cubes. Perfect squares or perfect cubes. Bhargav, just connect to me over Telegram. We'll discuss at length. Just give me your details in the sense, what are you interested in? What is your future goal? What do you want to be? What do you like? What do you don't like? On the basis, these things will be decided. It cannot be on the basis of one message that you told me and there's a yes or no, definite yes or no answer. It is not like that. So how many positive integer divisors are there which are perfect squares or perfect cubes or both? Perfect squares or perfect cubes or both? Now guys, to do this problem, let us try to identify some of the factors which are perfect squares or perfect cubes. Any factor, can you tell me which is a perfect square? Give me random factors of this number which are perfect squares. Right, so sometimes to do these kind of problems, you have to, make some small cases and see where the problem is going. So what would be give me a single factor which would be a perfect square. A factor of this number, perfect square. Any random. Can I say 3 square and maybe 67 to the power 4 is a perfect square. 36 is not a perfect square. 36 is not a factor of this. Ayush, I wanted a factor of this which is a perfect square. So this is a factor of this number, perfect square. In fact, 3 square is a factor of this number, perfect square. 3 to the power 4, 3 to the power 8, 67 to the power 6. Right, so 3 to the power 6, 67 to the power 6, 3 to the power 6 only. So these are all perfect squares factors. These are all perfect square factors. Let us try to find the factors which are perfect cubes. Perfect cubes. The factors of this particular number which are perfect cubes. So can I say 3 cube, 67 cube, 3 cube, only 3 cubes, 3 to the power 6, 3 to the power 6, 67 to the power 6. These are all perfect cubes. Perfect cube matlab number of the form a cube. So these are the numbers, these are the perfect cube factors of this particular number. तो मैंने कुछ perfect square निकाल लिया, कुछ perfect cubes निकाल लिया. Now this is going to give me a good idea. So always, whenever you're stuck, you're not able to find how to find the factors, how to find the perfect squares. Try to find some, try to write some perfect squares. Different variety. So I've written all the variety. The powers are different, only 3 square is there. Both are there, both with higher powers, both with same powers, only 3 to the power 6. So these are all different varieties. Similarly, different varieties of perfect cubes also I've written. So this is always going to give me good idea about how to approach the problem. Now, can I say for a number, for a factor to be a perfect square, the factor has to be of the form 3 to the power a, 67 to the power b, but a and b should be even. So if the factor is of the form 3 to the power a, 67 to the power b, and a and b are even, the number is always going to be a perfect square. So what are the even possibilities? So a and b can be 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So number of perfect square factors. Number of perfect square factors. Why are you so sleepy? Or do I look sleepy? Probably it is 9:30 and I have taken around 4 classes today. Okay. Number of perfect square factors. Number of perfect square factors. So for a factor to be a perfect square, a can only be 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. A can only be these 5 numbers. And b can also be these 5 numbers. So can I say there will be 25 such factors? There will be 25 such perfect square factors. So because a can be 0 or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8, and b can also be 0 or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. So combination, there will be 25 such combinations. Number of perfect cubes. Perfect cubes. Now for perfect cubes, a and b should be multiples of 3. A and b should be multiples of 3. So a and b, the possibilities are 0, 3, 6, 9, 9. So a can be 0, 3, 6 or 9 and b can also be 0, 3, 6 and 9. So a has 4 choices and corresponding to every choice of a, there will be 4 corresponding choices of b. So 4 into 4, 16. So there will be 16 perfect cubes and 25 perfect squares. So sum is 25 plus 16, which is 41. But I don't see any factor, any option is 41. Now there, as I wrote these examples, you can see there are certain factors which are both perfect squares and perfect cubes. So there are going to be certain factors which are going to be both perfect square and perfect cubes which have been overcounted. So the factors which are both perfect square and perfect cubes, how do we find that? So numbers of the factors of the form 3 to the power a, 67 to the power b, which are both perfect squares and perfect cubes, would be when a is 0 or 6 and b is also 0 or 6. So a should be a multiple of 2 and 3 both, and b should also be a multiple of 2 and 3, 0 and 3 both, 2 and 3 both. In that case, the number, the factor which we are going to obtain will be both perfect square and a perfect cube. So a has 2 choices, b has 2 choices, the total number of choices are going to be 4. So what are those 4 factors which are both perfect square and perfect cube? So 3 to the power 0, 67 to the power 0, 3 to the power 6, 67 to the power 0, 3 to the power 0, 67 to the power 6, and 3 to the power 6, 67 to the power 6. So these are the 4 factors which are both perfect squares and perfect cubes. So these 4 factors have been overcounted. So I'll subtract 4 from here and get the answer as 37. Right? So 37 is the right answer. I hope this is clear. Life is way too hard. Life is too hard than what you would imagine. Life is and it has always been hard. It has always been hard. Okay. I hope this is clear to everyone, guys. I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay, so this was again a good problem. So again, these kind of problems, always try to remember that in most of these kind of cases, there are the common cases which we tend to forget to subtract. Okay, chalo. Next. Okay. So again, so what happens is in AMC exam, there are certain these kind of problems which have 4 to 5 lines. So and most of the students tend to ignore these kind of problems, saying that it is going to take us at least 2 to 3 minutes to comprehend this problem, and then another maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes to solve this problem. So we're going to waste around 8 minutes on a single problem. But usually it is not the case, right? So usually it is not the case. Usually when there are more lines, the problem is on the simpler side. Okay. So Steph scored 15 baskets out of 20 attempts in the first. 15 out of 20. It's mentioned also. And 10 out of 10 in the second half. Candace took 12 attempts in the first half and 18 in the third. So total number of attempts were 30 for both. 20 plus 10, 12 plus 18. Okay. But he did not mention the number here. Okay. Surprisingly, they ended with the same overall percentage of baskets scored. Okay. So since the total denominator is 30 in both the cases, so overall Steph scored 25 baskets. Let's say this is A and this is B. So clearly A plus B is also 25. 15 plus 10, A plus B, right? So surprisingly, they ended with the same overall percentage of baskets. In each half, Steph scored a higher percentage of basket than Candace. So in each half, the percentage of the basket scored by Steph than Candace was always more. So this is more and this is also more. But overall, A plus B is 25. Overall, A plus B is 25. Okay. So how do we do this? So if the percentage of Steph in the first half is more than that of Candace, so can I say 15 by 20, this ratio is more than A by 12. 4. So A is clearly less than 9. A is 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 up till 8. And likewise, B by 18 is less than 10 by 10, of course. So B is less than 18. So A is less than 9, B is less than 18, but A plus B is 25. A plus B is 25. So what are the possibilities? What are the possibilities? So one of the possibilities, this is less than 9. So this, if I give this 8 and this 17, does it work? Yes, it does work. 8 plus 17 is clearly 25. Is there any other possibility? Can this be maybe 7? If this is 7, A plus B, this will be 18. But again, this cannot happen because B is clearly less than 18. Can this be 6? 19 cannot happen. Or can this be 9 and this be 16? This also cannot happen because A is clearly less than 9. So this is the only possibility, 8 and 17. How many baskets is Candace scored in the second half? How many more baskets than he scored? So this is, A is clearly 8, this is the only possibility, and this is 17. So how many more baskets? So 17 minus 8 is what we have, 9, which is the answer. Right, so this is the only possibility and this is the answer. Right, so as I mentioned, in these kind of problems where the length of the problem is more often than not, the problems are on the easier side. Right, because of course it does not make sense. They also know, the paper setter also knows that if the line is more and they have 40 minutes to attempt 25 problems, so that means on an average less than 2 minutes per problem, it does not make sense to give this kind of problem, which is difficult. Right, so because it would take around maximum, I mean on an average 2 to 3 minutes, 2 minutes on an average to comprehend the problem, and maybe another 3-4 minutes to do. So 7-8 minutes on a problem does not make any sense. Got it? Right, so 9 was the right answer. I hope this is clear to everyone. Next problem is this. If n is even positive integer, the double factorial notation n exclamation exclamation represents a product of all the even integers from 2 to n. For example, 8 double factorial would be 2, 4, 6, 8. 6 double factorial would be 2, 4, 6. What is the unit digit of the following sum? I think this is misprinted, so I'll just write the sum here. So sum is asking us is 2 double factorial plus 4 double factorial plus 6 double factorial and goes till 2022 double factorial. 2022 double factorial. Right, so what we need to, we don't need to find the sum, we need to find the unit digit. Unit digit of S is what we are required to find. Is it 0 or 2 or 4 or 6? 0 or 2 or 4 or 6? Come on guys. 0, 2, 4 or 6. Now of course this kind of problem is going to scare you in the sense that, I mean these are 1, 0, 1, 1 terms. And of course you are not required to find the unit digit of every term and then add. It would not make sense. Now the trick here is, as someone mentioned, that after a certain point it will not matter. For example, let us try to calculate 10 double factorial. So 10 double factorial would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Can I say this ends with 0? 10 double factorial definitely ends with 0. What about 12 double factorial? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Can I say this also ends with 0 because it has a 10? Can I say after 10 double factorial, all the other n double factorial are going to end with 0? So 10 double factorial and everything else will not matter. Will not matter. It will not count because anyways they're ending with 0. We have to find the unit digit. They are not contributing anything to the unit digit. So all we are left with is these 4 terms, 2 double, 4 double, 6 double factorial and 8 double factorial. And we can easily find them. 2, this is 2 into 4, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8. And we're done. So this is 2, n, just write the unit digit, ends with 8, ends with 8, ends with 4. So 8, 8, 6, 4 and 2. So answer should be B, which is 2. Is it 6 or oh, it is 2, not 6. I hope you got this, everyone. Okay, Murli sir. Exactly, they're never, so anything after 8 double factorial is never going to contribute anything to the unit digit. So all we are left with is the first 4 terms, and first 4 terms we can easily calculate, and that too we have to find the unit digit, not exactly find the entire number. Okay, so 2 would be the right answer. These are the certain tricks that you have to keep in mind. Of course, it was never the idea of the paper setter to, ask the student to find all the terms. Okay, all right. Chalo. Again, 4-liner, 5-liner. Again, 5-liner, the first thought is, okay, let me skip this. But again, the second thought is, if this is 5-liner, I'm going to take 2 minutes to comprehend this. and most likely the question is going to be easy, right? So in these, yes, Abhinav, your messages are visible. So in these kind of problems, I would suggest if you have time, always go for it, because more often than not, the problems are going to be on the easier side. The clock in series car, which is not accurate, gains time at a constant rate. One day, as he begins shopping, he notes that his car clock and his watch, which is accurate, both say 12 noon. They both say 12 noon. When he's done shopping, his watch says 12:30 and the car, which is incorrect, says 12:35. Right, so watch says 12:30. So in 30 minutes, the car clock travels 35 minutes. Okay, so it gains extra 5 minutes in every 30 minutes. Later that day, Shri loses his watch. He looks at his car clock and it says 7. What is the actual time? Now, to do this problem, as soon as you read this, I think a lot of students who are applying their brains while reading the problems, they're not going to even use their pens. Right? So there's no need to use the pen also in these kind of problems. Okay. Now see, such an easy problem. Again, the 4-liners, I would say in AMC 8, always go for them. Always go for them, because more often than not, they are on the easier side. Okay. Now, every 30 minutes, the car clock gains 35 minutes. So how much faster is the car than the actual time? So can I say this 35 by 30? 35 by 30, this is the ratio of the car clock to the actual time. Right, so car clock is how much faster? 7 by 6 times faster. 7 by 6 times faster. And again, the starting point is 12 noon. Starting point is 12 noon. So 7 by x is, the car says 7 by 6. Actual is x. So can I say clearly the x is 6 p.m. 7 by 6 is the speed, actual speed of the car clock to the actual score. The ratio of the speed of the car clock to the actual is 7 by 6. So this 7 by 6 is the ratio in which the car clock is faster than, the car clock is 7 by 6 times faster than the actual clock. And the reference is 12 only. So basically in 7 hours, with the car shows, and it's the actual is x, so 7 by 6 is 7 by x, clearly x is 6. Got it? Got it? So 6 p.m. is the right answer to this problem. I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay. Car uses a gallon of gas every 35 miles. And his gas tank holds 14 gallons when it is full. So when it is full, it is 14 gallons. And 1 gallon is 35 miles. 1 gallon is 35 miles. One day, Carl started with a full tank of gas. So full tank, right? So as soon as I'm reading this, I should be making notes, right? So it is not important to read the entire thing and then do, right? So 1 gallon, 35 miles, and he started with full tank of gas. Full tank means 14 into 35. So this is the range. This is the range. Okay, we can find this also. 14 into 5 is 70, 42, 490. So with 14 gallons, he can travel 490 kilometers. Drove 350 miles. Okay, 350 miles. So 1 gallon uses 35 miles. So 350 miles. So that means 10 gallons have been used. So he drove 350 miles. So 1 mile, for 35 miles, he uses 1 gallon. For 350 miles, 10 gallons have been used out of 14. So 4 are left. So left is 4. This is left. He bought 8 more gallons. So this is what he got. So 12 gallons is left in the car. And continued driving to his destination. When he arrived, his gas tank was half full. His gas tank was half full. That means he used 7 gallons. क्योंकि 14 तो उसका रेंज है, टोटल फुल है. So he used 7 gallons because his tank was half full. He used 7 gallons मतलब he traveled extra 7 multiplied by 35. These many miles he traveled extra. So the question is how many miles did he travel that day? So कितना हो गया? 350 plus 175. 350 plus 175. I think it is 525. Is that correct? Yes. So 525 is the right answer to this. 525 would be the right answer. Is it 560? 525. I think it should be 525. Yes. 525. Okay, so let me explain the problem again. So again, did you see the way I did this problem? I did not read the entire problem. So he uses a gallon every 35 miles. I wrote this. His gas tank holds 14 gallons. So I know that the range is 14 to 35. I calculate. So again, even though this did not get used, ये use हुआ ही नहीं, but I wrote it down. Right. So as soon as read the second line, his gas tank holds 14 gallons. So again, the total range when it is full is 14 to 35. That is 490. One day, a car started with a full tank of gas. He started with this. So this was what he could cover. Drove 350 miles. So when he drove 350 miles, so 10 gallons have been used, 4 are left, and he bought 8 extra. So total now is 12G. And he continued driving. When he arrived, his gas was half full. That means he had, out of 12, he used 7. So if he used 7, then of course he traveled 175 miles. Is this clear, everyone? Right, so 525 would be the right answer to this. I hope this is clear to everyone. All right, so 4 students take an exam. So this is a 1 to 10 kind of problem. Okay, so first 10 problems are these kinds, which you have to save time in. You have to do them correctly and save time in. So these are the kind of problems wherein there is zero scope of error, and also at the same time you have to save time. The allocated time of this problem, you have to save certain seconds, and so that you are able to spend time on the difficult problems which are going to come later. 4 students take an exam. 3 of them scores are 70, 80 and 90. 70, 80 and 90. Average of the score is 70. Remaining score. Done. Is this clear, everyone? So 170 plus x. So 170 plus x is 210. X is 40. Right, so all you have to do is save time in these kind of problems. Right, so there are a couple of things you have to do in 1 to 10 kind of problems. One is you have to save time, and second is do them accurately. There is zero scope of error. There is zero scope of error in these kind of problems, and you have to do them accurately and save time so that you are able to save a few seconds here. Spend these seconds in the problems which are on the tougher side. All right. Let's do this. Isosceles ABC triangle has equal side lengths AB and BC. Sorry, AB and BC. Okay, AB and BC, they are equal side lengths. In the figure below, segments are drawn parallel to AC. So segments, they're drawn parallel to AC, so that the shaded portion of ABC have the same area. Right, so this and this are same. These two are same. The heights of the two unshaded portions are 11 and 5 respectively. What is the height h of ABC? No, mean is divided by total number of terms. So it is the number of terms, the total number of terms. It is never 2. For 2 numbers, the mean is going to be a plus b by 2. For 3 numbers, it is a plus b plus 3 by 3. And for 4, it is the sum upon 4. The height is what we need to find out. Height is what we need to find out. Now, the concept which is used here, and these kind of concept, particularly the students who are in India writing AMC 8, so there is a concept called similar triangles. So normally in Indian textbooks, this comes in grade 10th grade के अंदर आता है, and that is why a lot of students from India who write this exam, they're not able to do these kind of problems. But again, similar triangles has some weightage, a lot of weightage as far as AMC 8 is concerned. There are every year at least one problem comes in the exam which is from similar triangles. So if you don't know similar triangles and if you're in 8th or below, you might not be able to attempt this kind of problem. But if you know, I'll tell you how to do this. So please understand, if I mark these points x and y, so you should be able to see that triangle BXY is similar to triangle BAC. And for similar triangles, the ratio of the areas is also equal to the ratio of the squares of the ratio of the sides. Okay, so if there are 2 triangles which are similar to each other, so let's say this is triangle 1 and there is a triangle 2 which are similar to each other. Okay, so let's call this A, B, C, P, Q, R. So if triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR, then area of ABC upon area of PQR is equal to, if this side is corresponding to this side, so AB upon PQ whole square, or BC upon QR whole square. Or this can either be, let's say this is H1 and this height is, vertical height is H2. H1 by H2 whole square. Okay, so this is a very common property of 2 similar triangles, and this is what we're going to use in this. Okay. So area, let's call area of ABC. Area of ABC is delta. Area of ABC, I'll call delta. So area of BXY upon delta. Can I say this will be 11 by H whole square? So this gives area of BXY is 11 by H whole square times delta. BXY, this area is this. But again, what are equal? Shaded areas are equal. So what is the shaded area? So this area, can I say this is area of ACYX. This is delta minus the area of BXY, which is 11 by H whole square into delta. So if I simplify, delta 1 minus 11 by H whole square. So first part is done. So I found out this area. Okay. Let's try to find this area. If this is H, this is 5, can I say this would be H minus 5? So area of BPQ upon delta. This is H minus 5 by H whole square. H minus 5 upon total H whole square. So BPQ, area of BPQ would be H minus 5 whole square by H square times delta. And as per the question, these 2 areas are equal. So let us try to equate them. So first is, I'll do the calculation on the next slide. So first is what? Delta into 1 minus 11 by H whole square is delta into H minus 5 whole square by H square. H minus 5 by H whole square. So delta goes, if I take the LCM, H square also goes. So H square minus 11 square is equal to H minus 5 whole square, and I think we're done because H square also gets cancelled out. h square minus 121 is h square plus 25 minus 10h. So 10h is 125 plus 121 plus 25 is 146. So h gives 14.6. So 14.6 is the right answer to this. Right, so this was on the tougher side. If I don't know the concept of similar triangles, I would not attempt this. If there is no time left, this would be my last priority. So these are the kind of problems which are, you are better off if you skip these kind of problems, if you're not very comfortable with the geometry. Okay, all right, so this is the last problem, guys. Or probably what I'll do is, I think there should be some homework also. So this problem is going to be your homework. Rectangles R1 and R2 and squares S1, S2, S3 shown below combine to form a rectangle that is 3322 units wide and 2020 units high. What is the side length of S2? S2 का side length बताना है. That is 651, 655, 656 or 662. Right. So this is a problem that you can try on your own, and this is a wonderful problem. Again, uses some logic which you should be able to easily identify and try to do this. Okay. So should I give you the answer? Should I give you the answer, or you would want to try this on your own? Okay, what you can do is you can close your eyes. I'll probably put the slide so that you are able to see it whenever you try this. Okay, and this is the solution also. Right, so that's it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this session. If you want similar kind of sessions, please put this in the comment section. And if you want any modification to these kind of sessions, because exactly 4 days are pending for AMC 8, if you want any modifications, any topic wise, do also let me know. And if you want similar kind of problems, also let me know in the comment section how do you like this session. And if you like, we'll probably have more sessions like this. Also, for the students who want to join our courses, OMM level 5, which is normally recommended for students of grade 7 and 8, Math Kangaroo, NMTC, AMC 8, other target exams. And these are the learning goals. Logical and critical thinking, this is the foremost thing that we do to our students, make students think, right? So this is the goal of our courses. Out of the box ideas, problem solving skills, improvement in school math, topper in math contest, math, confidence, strong base, sitting for long hours, habits, asking questions, building interest, notes making, summarizing the ideas, knowledge sharing and self-learning. Methods that we use is drawing diagrams, pattern identification, guesswork, solving part of the problem, forming equation and simplifying calculations. And these are the other skills that you're going to learn, right? And these are the topics that we cover in level 5. We cover number theory, we cover algebra, arithmetic, geometry and combinatorics. So it is a course which is 55 live interactive sessions. The schedule, it is going to start in April, 2nd April 2025. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 to 8:30 p.m., 8 IOQM pattern, 2 NMTC pattern. I mean, this is the minimum that we promise. We give a lot more. There are going to be extra things. 20 IOQM camp sessions if you're eligible to write IOQM. Discussions of the classes, doubt classes, of course, are these there. Parent-teacher meeting, community, language is going to be English. The current price is 8888 and this is going to run till 26th of January, which is the Republic Day discount. Apart from this, we have level 5 weekend course also. So, right, so there are a lot of students who join us from outside India. They're not able to attend the classes live. So this is the weekend batch. So 50 classes, Sunday 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. This is 1 day a week, right? So, and June and July, we are going to double the classes, Saturday and Sunday. So June and July, normally the schools are off. So Saturday and Sunday, 7 to 8:30 p.m. So, and rest everything is going to be the same. The price is 8888. It is going to be taken by Praveen sir. Then we have level 6, the students who are in 9th and 10th and going into Olympiad for the first time. Learning goals, logical critical thinking, out of the box ideas, PSS, improvement in school marks, topper, strong base, sitting for long hours, and these are the methods and approaches. So everything is the same, just the high level. And these are the habits that are going to get formed. Skills, these are the topics that we cover in grade 9th and 10th, level 6. Number theory, we introduce a lot of new concepts like congruence of numbers, geometry, algebra, combinatorics, and trigonometry. We give a big, larger picture which is not there in your standard school textbooks. It is going to be taken by Chetan sir. The sessions are going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 to 6:30 p.m. 55 live interactive sessions, and these are the additional things. Apart from this, there is level 6 weekend batch also for the students who want to join us on weekends or probably who are outside India. Saturday and Sundays, 5 to 6:30 p.m. And these are the things. It is going to be taken by Praveen sir. And the price till 26th of January is 8888. Okay. All right. So that's it for the class, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this. And please let me know in the comment section, how did you like this session? If you want more similar kind of sessions, please let me know. I'll plan more. Take care. God bless you. Bye, everyone.